So I'm going ahead to indicate my pocket line. For this side pocket, you can make it as wide as you want. Here I'm taking about 3 inches for my pocket. Yes, you can make yours 4 inches. Then when you're sewing it up, the side allowance is also going to take a part of it. So I made my own 3 by 4 inches. I made mine 3 inches width and then depth of 4 inches. So right now I'm connecting my pocket. This type of pocket is, we have different types of pockets. Okay, so this is the type of pocket I want to make for this. I'm still going to make a tutorial on different types of pockets and how to make your pockets at ease. Yes, I'm going to be making a tutorial on that. So um I've just indicated my pocket. So right now I'm going to use the front pattern to draft my back. This is me placing my front pattern on a plain sheet. I'm sorry I had to just join my drafting papers. I had to join them. So for this back, we'll be going up by 1 inch. Remember that the front will sloped down by 1 inch, so the back will be adding back that 1 inch. So as for the crotch line, I'll be placing 2.5 inches for the crotch line. This is for the back part. Now we're drafting the back. The difference between the front and back now is just these differences I'm trying to make now, like 1 inch that you're adding to the top of your back. This is for your trouser not to be like a low waist, for your butt not to show. And then the 2.5 inches extension by the lap line, this is for ease, for your butt to sit properly. So right now I am marking out the lines. I am transferring the lines, the lines from the front pattern to the back pattern is the same. The front and back are the same. The difference are just this changes now, these few changes that I made, necessary changes that I made. That's just what differentiates it. I'm still going around to transfer my front pattern to my back pattern. This is me doing that. I am just going to go all the way down. I'm not really fast forwarding this video so much. This is for me to get all the details and for me to have time to talk. So for the waist part, this waist now, it is okay to slant your, if it is okay to follow your crotch line and slant it to the waist, to the exact waist. But for me, I'll be adding 1 inch extension to my back waist. This is for ease allowance. Like for the waist part, I want that little allowance to come out there. Yeah, that is for me. I know why I always put it there. If you're a person that sews, you've been sewing, you're going to understand the reason I always do this. So look at what I just did here. I connected this line straight. I am making a straight line. The end point of the back crotch, I connected it straight up. This is for me to have a definite shape. And see that 1 inch I added to the back waist. I'm adding 1 inch to the back waist. That sewing allowance I'm going to take out, this 1 inch is going to replace it. It's going to help. One thing is to cut and another thing is to sew. Yes, so just watch carefully. Maybe I may not explain it so well, but you watching and visualizing it, you're going to understand me better. So this is what I did. I just connected my line. You can see that the back is larger. The reason I'm giving this extra space is for butt allowance, is for the butt to sit properly. If you cut it the exact way you cut the front, your butt is not going to sit properly in it. So look at this. This is very, very important. This part now is a very crucial part you have to pay attention to. So right now, remember that it was 2.5 inch we added at that lap extension. So coming on the knee, we are adding 1.5 inch. Yes, some people may just connect it straight down. No, I don't want that effect for this palazzo. You know that for all palazzo trousers, we have different palazzo trouser shapes. So any mistake or any alteration you just make, it will give you a different result. So for this result now, look, the end for the hem of my trouser, I added just 1 inch. I don't, some people may add more than 1 inch, but I really don't want the back to be too excess. And then for my connection, I marked out 10 inches from the hem of my trouser to up to 10 inches. This is where I'm giving it a straight line. Remember that 2 inches allowance is added for folding for the hem, so it's literally 8 inches I'm going up. This is to make that place straight, for the trouser to be straight. Then the rest of the line is going to be curvy, it's going to be slanted. Like, look what I just did here. Yes, I slanted from the lap line up to that 10 inch I marked down. Yes, and this is because this trouser is a very long one. It's a floor length trouser, so that is why it is this long. So just observe this. Just if you're going to follow this pattern, you're definitely going to get it right. For this type of palazzo trouser, we have different palazzo effect though. For this particular palazzo trouser effect that you are seeing on the screen, this is how you draft it. So right now I am bringing out my lines. That's my hip line. I'm bringing out my lap line, and then all the lines. This is just to label it. This is for formality's sake. Yes, I'm just bringing out all the lines for you to see them clearly. You know, we transferred the front pattern to the back, so for this back now we have to add all the labeling to it. So here is the hip line for you to not get confused. So this is the lap line, and this is the knee line, and then that is my full length. Yes, and remember that we have not cut the band for this trouser. We're still going to add a band. Adding a band is just when you have sewn it up, you measure the front and the back waist, and you just put your band, and it's going to make it a higher waist. This is a back bodice. By the grace of God, I'm going to get a fabric and draft and show us how to sew this trouser, because one thing is to cut, another thing is to sew. So if you have watched this video up to this point, I believe you have learned something today. If this video was helpful, please leave a comment in the comment section. This is going to encourage me to drop more video tutorials, and to also encourage me that someone is benefiting from what I am doing. Thank you so much. There is no much different. There is nothing else we are going to do right now. Yes, it is just me cutting out. You can see that I am cutting. You can see the lines I'm cutting. I am not cutting on the wrong line. I'm cutting on the accurate line we need for this work. So this is the front, and remember to cut out that part. Yes, this other part that is by your sides, always remember to take it out. Don't forget it, and sew everything up. And remember that I started cutting from the hem up to the lap line. I didn't take anything away from the hip, because I know that the hip is broad. I didn't take anything away from the hip. Yes, so our pattern is ready. All we have to do now, all that is left now, is just for us to place on our fabric and cut. Yes, so this is the front block, and this is the back block of our palazzo.